Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Kansas City. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he's going to have a Patriots first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down, New England.
Throwing here is May. They'll check this down to Henderson out of the backfield. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up second down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, but sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll get it down to the plate at the 37. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. To the air, May. Short pass caught by Henry. And Henry's going to pick up a Patriots first down as the tackle is made right at the 25-yard line. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And he's able to work 3 for about 6 down to the 18. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They run once more with Henderson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. May going to give it to Henderson. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Looking to throw, May. And this is going to be incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt.
On 4th down, out comes Andres Borregales for the Patriot field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And this one is right through. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And he won't quite get to the 25. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. Oh, a heck of a move. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the 1st down. And that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard. Running left to give to Pacheco. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Not enough there for a 1st. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And Hunt is not going to get there. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Arises on to punt here as he gets this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Here's May. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Douglas. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That's good for a Patriots first down.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Up the middle, here's Henderson. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're a back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back. Because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2nd and 9. Again, it's Henderson. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and first down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
On first down, it's Henderson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
To throw, it's May. Over the middle, complete. It's Henry. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They run the option on 2nd down. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs.
A fumble on the play. Recovered by the Chiefs.
He'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever is in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
Mahomes going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there at 2nd down.
And partner, no-brainer to me. That one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
He finds his man complete. That's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
It certainly looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Now Mahomes. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turned it into a successful play.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got his man, it's Thornton. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Patriots' 14-yard line.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? He barely got the first down, but he got it.
To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Pacheco, no signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be second and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Once more, it's Pacheco. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the question now, can the Patriot defense hold firm again on 3rd and goal? Now here's Mahomes. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Butker's kick here is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Gets around him. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
They'll throw with May. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they do finally get him at the 12. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and he delivers a big play here for this offense.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Look like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Stephon Diggs from 4 yards out. And the Patriots will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. Shifts past him. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. And we'll stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. They'll drop this off to Pacheco. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Isaiah Pacheco. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 50-yard line.
Second down and a yard. From midfield, here's Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And this is caught. It's blown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking after your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
On second and a long way to go. Mahomes. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Brings up 3rd down.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And they get to him quickly as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mahomes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice from 13-yard town. And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Throwing here is May. Completes it to Douglas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big, or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun, it's May. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage here on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As soon as he leaked out and began his round, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
The Patriots send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It's Kelsey on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 48-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce.
And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs first down as he's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
A handoff now for Pacheco.
A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20.
46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And in the second half of a tied game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And they will take the lead at 13 to 10.
Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here.
He finds Douglas complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
It's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Gets this complete to Boutte.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partners, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Looking to throw. May.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
From the shotgun, May with it.
He finds his man, complete. That's Douglas. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
To throw, it's May. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Our defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Up the middle, it's Henderson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
From the gun on third down is May. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This from 25 yards out. And his kick is indeed good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
So this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They juked him. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot. Picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Here's Mahomes to throw. Now he's got it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Hunt will take this one in. It's a Chiefs touchdown.
This is the type of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Patriots 13.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now out come the Patriots. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Looking to put a drive together. They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Here's May. Short pass caught by Henry. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all they needed. First down.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talked about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
To the air, May. He'll swing this out to Henderson. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
They'll throw with May. To Henry. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
At the 40-yard line.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Back to throw. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here's 1st down. Back to throw. Got a man, Boutte. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Henderson running straight ahead. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
At the 9-yard line.
Here comes second down at 5. Again, it's Henderson. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. The extra point now for Borregales. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So now, after the clutch field goal, he's back out there to boot it away in what's now a tie ball game. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeout.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Two timeouts still in their back pocket. It's first and 10. Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
Intended for Xavier Worthy. Incomplete. He was defended by Marcus Jones.
Another try, second and 10 now. Mahomes to throw it. That'll be caught by Rice. And that will get him another first down, but the clock certainly working against him. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Remember, the one timeout still available as they come up first and 10. Here's Mahomes. Complete. The tight end Kelsey. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to win.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And his kick is good. He knocks through his 3rd field goal of the game,
and this one is the one that decides it. And they'll be celebrating in the Power and Light District. The Chiefs have won the football game.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was in the